Did you know the average college student graduates with over $37,000 in debt? And somehow they're able to leave college without knowing how to do their taxes, cook rice, or make money online without begging people to join their pyramid scheme. But what if I told you there are a number of AI-powered income streams that don't require a job, that require selling, or even a personality? And no, I'm not talking about dropshipping or Forex trading. These are real, beginner-friendly passive income streams based on what you already know as a student. This will work for you even if you're broke, you hate selling, or you're afraid of the term personal brand. In fact, one of the ideas I'm going to reveal in this video doesn't even require you to create anything from scratch. You simply just repackage what you already know and what you're already doing in class, and you can turn that into a passive income stream. Now make sure you watch this entire video so I can explain what you need to do step by step. And by the way, if you're the type of person that gets excited by new ideas but you have trouble executing them, I put together something called the Execution Dashboard that will help you out with that. The Execution Dashboard is a Notion planner that will help you generate passive income by planning and organizing more effectively. If you want to learn more about this new Notion planner, go ahead and check out the first link in my description. So if you're a college student, broke, and you're not exactly the Wolf of Wall Street type, make sure you watch this video because I'm going to have some great ideas that you can implement starting this weekend. All of the methods that I reveal in this video will help you make $10,000 without having to sell a single thing. But before we get into it, let's clear something up real quick. Most of what you've been told about making money as a student has been pure myth. First and foremost, you don't need to start a business, you don't need to be a marketing bro, you don't need to learn sales, and you don't need to post TikToks of your laptop and coffee every morning pretending that you're an entrepreneur. So let's go ahead and talk about a few myths. Number one, you have to be good at sales. You don't have to be good in sales. In fact, you can make money without selling a single thing to anyone. Most of the methods that we cover in this video will be totally faceless. And the great thing about this is that your audience is going to be your classmates, your campus, or literally anybody that's taking the same coursework as you. Myth number two, you have to start a YouTube channel or go viral. This is one of the biggest lies out there, virality. Virality doesn't equal cash first and foremost. More importantly, going viral is a fluke. Going viral can actually be a bad thing because, quite honestly, when you go viral, you're going to reach people that aren't necessarily interested in buying whatever it is that you're selling. Sometimes they come to argue, sometimes they just come to be entertained. For example, I had a video that generated 1.1 million views on TikTok. It was about those little Joe Biden stickers where people would place those stickers around gas pumps and have Joe Biden pointing up to the cost per gallon saying, "I did that." While it was a great video and it was talking about selling and making money online, most of the people came to that video to argue about their political beliefs. It didn't help me make any more money. It got me a bunch of views and a few more followers, but it didn't actually put more money into my accounts. What you actually want is repeatable traffic from simple systems, which I'll show you how to do, how to build without having to dance, vlog, or talk to the camera like a caffeinated camp counselor. Myth number three, you need time and money to start. One of the great things about 2025 is that AI can do a good portion of the work. You don't need to spend hours building something. You don't need to spend hours and weeks and years hoping that you'll make a few dollars. You can start with a number of free tools or low-cost tools to build your first digital product, which we'll talk about, and start making money. In fact, one of the methods that we're going to talk about later in this video is how you can monetize your note. You could grow a $10,000 side income stream before graduation if you stay consistent. I'm going to lay it all out. Stick around. That one, it's number 3 on the list. So now that we've got these myths kicked to the curb, let's get into the 5 laziest, low effort, AI powered ways to make $10,000 being a student, all without pretending that you are something you're not. Idea number 1, sell AI generated flashcards and study guides. If you've ever made flashcards for an exam, a midterm exam, a final exam, you can turn this into money by turning around and selling a digital version to other people. And the great thing about this is that it's really simple. Most instructors don't change up their curriculum from semester to semester or year to year. And so if you create it once and you post it either an internal school board or you use Facebook or Etsy, it's something that is going to generate potentially passive income for weeks, months, and even years to come. And the great part is thanks to AI, you can now take your old notes and automatically generate flashcards, summaries, and cheat sheets, even printable study guides, and sell them to other students who would rather pay than study. Now you've got to remember, people will buy things if you can save them time, save them money, help them make their money, or in frustration. And if you sell study guides or flashcards, that's going to help them save time. They're not going to have to go pouring through their notes again. They're not going to have to rely on people that are in their class with them, hoping that someone else took good notes. Now, this works better if you are a pretty good student. Having a second set of notes is always a good idea because different people pick up different things. Now, let's talk about earning potential on this one. On the low side, as a beginner, you make about $100 per month, and that's assuming that you just have notes for 1 or 2 classes, or you are trying to sell this completely with Etsy. If you are just posting your notes on Etsy and hoping that somebody finds them and buy them. However, you can make $5,000 to $10,000 with this opportunity if you sold your notes starting freshman year every class that you took. And the great thing about this is this is about 90% passive. The only thing you're going to have to do is either scan your notes or you use AI to make them look a little bit better, fix them up, and put them on the internet. Whether it's your own website or you use Etsy, people will discover them and buy them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would recommend that if you're going to do this method, make sure that you do this for every single class, okay? Again, there are thousands of people both at your school and across the United States and across the world that are essentially going to take the exact same class. And so if you can help them in their frustration a little bit easier, you can make money. Now, as far as the difficulty to start, this is really easy because most likely you're taking notes anyway, and then you can upload them. That's the difficulty of it. The one thing that I would probably not do is I would not upload and sell study guides that the instructor or the professor has created. That might be frowned upon. But let's talk about the tools that you need to start. You need ChatGPT to turn your long notes into flashcards. The great thing with ChatGPT and other AI tools is that you can essentially upload a PDF file and it'll summarize it. Or you can upload a PDF file and you say, turn this into notes. Turn this into section 1 notes. Another thing that you could do is sometimes there's supplementary material online. You could ask ChatGPT to turn that into notes or into a flashcard. Next, you are going to need Canva or Notion for layout and formatting, and then you can sell it with Etsy, but I'd recommend that you sell it on your own. You can sell it on your own for free with Gumroad, or you can use a website to get started. You could also use Teachers Pay Teachers if you want to target educators. Okay, so here's a few pros of this opportunity. You already have the content, you've already taken notes. If you take notes by hand, you just have to scan them into the computer. If you've taken notes on your laptop or desktop, you just have to save it as a file or copy and paste it right into Chat. This is great for final season. And a secret target audience that you could potentially target are people that don't want to buy books. People that realize that the book market is inflated. They want to study, but they don't want to buy books. You could sell your notes to them. And the great thing about this is that you don't feel like you're selling anything. You're really just helping people solve a problem. There are a few cons to this. You're going to have to make sure that you abide by whatever rules that your university or your instructor has. If your instructor says that you can't give your notes or sell your notes, then you probably shouldn't do it. You don't want to risk getting kicked out of school or getting an F for this type of situation. The other issue that you're going to have to run into is you're going to have to find a way to get attention to let people know that this is an opportunity for them. If you use Etsy, the algorithms will push this in front of the right people, but you're going to have to optimize your listings for Etsy. A better way usually is to market, let people know that you've got this thing out there. And if you use a Facebook group, maybe you've got a Facebook group for your STEM class or your university, you can use that. Or you could even use your website, create content on TikTok or other social media, and you can go that route. Selling notes is like turning your brain into a vending machine, but instead of snacking, people are paying for answers to the final exam you already took. Now, this is for you if you are organized. If you keep detailed notes, this is a really good opportunity. This is especially great if you are in a STEM degree program. For example, my wife is a nurse. She's actually a nurse practitioner. And one of the things she had were notebooks full of notes. If you go on Etsy right now and you look up like anatomy and physiology notes, you're going to see people are selling these, or NCLEX notes. People are selling them, so it works. This is also for you if you are a student who already makes study guides and want to get paid for being the group chat genius. However, this is not for you if you're not good at taking notes, if you don't show up to class, if you're inconsistent, this isn't going to work. Anyone who thinks Quizlet is a type of workout, this is not going to be for you. Also, this is probably not for you if you are not big on marketing. Again, putting it on Etsy can work, but I think there's a lot of competition there, and so you might struggle to gain traction, at least initially. Also, this is more of a long-term play. You're not going to make $10,000 in a few days. This is going to be a few weeks or a few months, right? So be honest. Would you pay for your own notes? I always ask this question, would you buy from you? And if you look at your notes and there's chicken scratch or they're inconsistent, would you pay for them? So let's go ahead and get into idea number 2, build a notes marketplace with class summaries. Now, this is really interesting because if you're already doing the work, you might as well get paid for it. You know those perfectly formatted, borderline beautiful lecture notes you made to impress your study group? You can turn around and then sell those too. Again, kind of like the note cards thing, but these are more actual notes, handwritten or computer written or generated notes. So instead of letting your class summaries rot in a Google Drive folder, you can package them into digital downloads and sell them by course, semester, or major. So just imagine how much less difficult your life would be if you went into freshman year of your computer science degree, and instead of starting over from scratch and trying to figure it all out, you could go to a website and buy Oregon State University freshman year lecture notes. That would make your life much easier. It would help you study and know what to study, and it would take off a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, which would make being a student better, right? So that's exactly what we're talking about here. You can use, once again, AI to clean them up, summarize the key takeaways, and format them to look like study gold. And one of the things that you could do here to make these look a little bit better is you could use Canva. So you upload your notes into ChatGPT. ChatGPT does its thing. Then you can download the text, put it into Canva, make it look prettier, and increase the selling. But let's talk about earning potential. On the low end, $100 to $400 per month, selling notes for a single class or subject, so like Computer Science 101. But you could make $5,000 per month, assuming that you market it properly and you build a niche. So you have Computer Science 101, or you have the complete 4-year lecture notes for the computer science major, and then just show proof that you got a degree with computer science in the university that you went to. How difficult would this be to start? Probably medium, because you're going to need to make sure that you are taking detailed notes and remain organized. Have them categorized by class, have them categorized by major, year, and even instructor, because we know that there are multiple instructors for a single class. But as far as tools, you just need ChatGPT to summarize, Notion or Google Docs for formatting. I'm actually using Google Docs right now for this video. Gumroad, Payhip, or Etsy to sell. I personally, again, recommend Gumroad or even PayPal. As it says here, you can use Canva to create pretty ebook covers to increase the perceived value of that. Now, let's talk about a few pros and cons. You're already doing the work. This shit just adds monetization. You're getting paid for the work that you're doing. It's almost like tutoring without the physical aspect of being a tutor. And this is a rinse and repeat to each semester. One thing that you could do is you could befriend the people that are in the that are coming up behind you. So if you're a sophomore, start talking to the freshmen and start building relationships, and then you can start building out this type of system. If you wanted to make this really big, you could potentially work with people of different majors and then offer to give them a portion of the sale if someone were to buy, right? Another pro, you can stay anonymous and still make sales. Rinse and repeat after each semester, which is cool. However, there are a few cons. You'll feel awkward knowing people are buying your notes instead of going to class. I would say a bigger con with this, once again, is going to be marketing, letting people know, being aware of any policies or rules, and people are going to want social proof. They're going to want to know that you got an A or a B in the class. If you got a D in the class and then you're selling your notes, no one's going to pay for that. So make sure that you have some sort of social proof, show some credibility. But getting in front of people, and I would also say expecting this to happen overnight, are two of the biggest cons that I think people run into when they're trying to make money online. And another con, minor ethical dilemma if your school frowns on reselling notes. Solution, keep it niche and low key. Another option would be to just remove the university that you attend and then try and sell it through social media or sell it through Etsy. So this is for students who are already organized and they're really good at taking notes. This is also for anyone in a course with hard to follow professors. So if your professor has an accent or they talk fast, or they're just kind of all over the place, can be a good opportunity. People who love formatting Google Docs for no reason, this could also be for you too. This is not for you if you just show up before class and you try and take the test, or you're asking other people for their notes. This won't work for you. Or if you don't attend class, you're going to struggle with this as well. If your Google Docs has more structure than your life, drop a paper in the comment section. I personally use Google Docs for just about everything. My entire life is based on Google Docs, simply because I can use it in multiple phones. I can use it on my phone, I can use it on this computer, my laptop, my other desktops. I can use it just about anywhere. And so it's really integrated into my life. So idea number 3, create AI-powered tutoring templates and scripts. Now this is really cool. Because teaching is hard, if you can create tutoring templates and scripts, it makes it easier for the tutor. It makes it easier for the person that's getting tutored. It provides structure, and it allows for a better teaching environment. It allows for open communication. If you've ever explained something in your group chat and someone replied, wait, that actually makes sense now, then this is an opportunity for you. You are already halfway to monetizing your brain. So here's what you can do. You don't have to actually become a tutor. You just need to create the templates and scripts that real tutors, peer mentors, or overachieving RAs use to teach themselves. Ideally, what I would do is, if you're not going to go the tutor route, do a little bit of research, figure out what it takes to be a tutor, and provide logical structure. That's what really a lot of this is about. Applying logical structure to help people go from point A to point B. Provide logical structure to help a parent, for example, teach their 4th grade son Common Core math. With AI, you can generate plug-and-play scripts for explaining tough topics, walkthrough guides, or even full-blown lesson outlines. Now, I just gave you that example of a parent, and that's a real example. My son came home needing to learn how to do fractions and long division. And because they teach it a little bit differently, the way that he explained it didn't make any sense to me. And the way that I was explaining it didn't make any sense to him. And so we were kind of at an impasse. We were speaking two different languages, trying to get him to answer or solve the problem. And if you could create some sort of notes, especially geared at parents that learn a topic a different way, this could be a great way to potentially make money. You can sell your digital tour packs on Gumroad, Etsy, or even your own Notion page. Notion's really big because Notion's essentially creating like a little mini website that you can share a link to and give people individual access. Now, as far as income potential, on the low end, you're gonna make around $100 with simple explainer scripts that are just more general. However, on the high end, you could make over $5,000 per month. And what's really important here is having a bunch of different tutoring templates, marketing it effectively, and making sure that your scripts are optimized for search engine optimization. I would also make sure that you are ready and prepared for the beginning of the year. Do a little bit of research, figure out exactly what students are learning, especially like 4th grade, 5th grade, and see if you can create something that's structured, logical, and easy to consume. I'd also speak to parents to see what their common issue is, because usually parents are all going to share the same issue, but this is a really cool opportunity. Now, if you're wondering how difficult it is to start, this is actually on the easy end. You don't need to be an expert. You just know how to ask AI the right questions. And that's what a lot of this comes down to. When you're using AI, you don't have to be an expert. You just need to know how to ask questions. And that's kind of that's the whole purpose of university, learning how to learn. And if you ask AI the right questions, you become a better prompt engineer. You'll get good answers, you'll get thorough answers, and you'll be able to work more efficiently. However, if you just enter in general information or general questions, AI is going to give you a general answer, and you're going to be frustrated because you're not getting the output that you expect. So these are the tools that you need to get started. ChatGPT for generating tutoring scripts and guides. Notion or Canva to format and organize your templates, and then Gumroad or Teachers Pay Teachers to sell them passively. You can also use Facebook ads if you wanted to, but that can cost you as little as like $5 per month. A couple pros: I think there's a wide market, and I think there are many verticals inside of this market. As I mentioned, you could target based on grade, first through 12. You could do this based on grade and subject. And there are many opportunities within this niche. The great part about this is you don't have to be a tutor anymore. So if you've spent time tutoring, you can stop. One-time creation, infinite downloads. That's a great thing with digital products. You create something once, and it's going to pay you again and again and again, and you don't really have to do anything. You might want to update it from time to time, but you don't necessarily have to. And you can niche down to any subject, as I mentioned, anything from algebra to anatomy and physiology. A few cons: I would say go through the templates and make sure they make logical sense. You also probably want to have a second set of eyes looking at this. Again, it's going to be getting attention in marketing and expecting money to happen quickly, which I don't think this is an opportunity. This is kind of like selling someone a GPS instead of driving them around all semester. They do all the tutoring and you get all the credit and, more importantly, the cash. So who is this for? Anyone who's helped classmates and thought, I should be getting paid for this. I also think if you have a very high level understanding of a topic, but more importantly, if you can break down the complex terms and ideas into simple logical steps, this is a really good idea for you. Students in majors where peer tutoring is big, so math, science, languages. Busy students who want to help others once. If you get tired of people always asking you for help, this might be a great opportunity for you. This is not for you if you don't go to class. It's going to be pretty common. If you can't explain things, if you just know how it works and you can't explain it, this isn't going to work for you. And if you are still Googling what is a thesis statement in the third semester of your freshman year, this ain't going to work for you. If you've ever explained something so well you felt like a professor, drop a cap in the comments. Let's go ahead and get into idea number 4, sell printable planners and templates for students. This is another really good idea to help with organization. And once again, you can create these planners and templates based on university. You can create it based on their major or even individual classes. There are a lot of opportunities inside of this one opportunity. Every student says, I'm going to get my life together after this semester. You probably have said that, at least thought it, while you were trying to cram for a final. You said next semester is going to be different. By the time week 3 hits, you are eating cereal at 1 a.m. and submitting essays 4 minutes before the deadline, or maybe you're trying one of the tricks where you adjust the time on your laptop so that you can submit it a little bit late. That's the benefit of coming up with a printable planner, template, or a Notion track or something like that. You can create productivity templates, printable checklists, and they sell like crazy on Etsy. There are so many people looking for this thing. And once again, there are parents that want to have better organization for their kids, because when you're working full time and your kids have school and trying to track homework and sports and all these different activities that they have, parents will be looking for this just as much as kids. So don't sleep on creating these types of things for their parents. And even there's some helicopter parents out there that are going to want to create or have these planners so they can keep track of their kids who are in college, keep track of their assignments. And so there's a lot of opportunities with this. And the best part about this is AI can help you design these academic planners, syllabus tracker, assignment calendars, and even class-specific templates, all without needing to be a designer or productivity guru. So income potential. Again, if you let Etsy do all the work, you're going to barely make any money. If you just upload one planner and you take a step back and expect money to come falling in, you're going to make about $100 to $200 per month. But if you want to get to $5,000 or more per month, market on your own. And marketing is just letting people know that you've got this thing. Marketing, which oftentimes is overanalyzed, overhyped, is simply identifying a target audience. So maybe there's a kid in Computer Science 101 who is struggling to keep up with the assignments. You let that kid know, that student know, through social media, through Facebook, that you've put together this Notion planner or printable planner that will help them organize their homework assignments and their projects that are due, they're going to say, okay, this is going to help me save time, save money, help me save frustration. Let me go ahead and pick it up. But I'd recommend doing this for as many classes and as many opportunities as possible if you want to scale to $5,000 per month or market it more effectively. And this is really easy to start because you can let AI do all the work. So essentially what you can do is think of a topic. And in fact, you could go to your university's majors list, right? Or you could even look at the syllabus that you've gotten for the last however long years, and then you can let AI know that you want to put together a planner, and then you can upload the planner and you can make it more generic or more detailed, whatever you need to do. But these are the only tools that you need. ChatGPT for ideas, descriptions, and naming bundles. Use Canva to make it look pretty. And then once again, sell it with Etsy, Gumroad, or even your own website. I recommend your own website because Etsy could be taken away from you at any point. Gumroad charges high fees. So if you just sold this on your own, connect a Stripe or PayPal account, you will be able to make more money. Let's go ahead and get into a few pros. This is low effort, highly scalable. Again, you create this planner once, you can sell it 1,000,000 times. And there's always new college students that are going to be looking to solve this problem. They don't expire. You can reuse and sell these every semester. People can feel productive. Having a planner makes you feel more productive, even if you're just procrastinating. However, the biggest con or drawback is that this is going to be really competitive. If you just decide to sell on Etsy, it's going to be really, really competitive. It's going to be a struggle. If you only do this once, it's going to be a struggle. What I'd recommend is go out and do a little bit of research. See if you can find new and upcoming courses or academic programs that don't have planners attached to them on Etsy, and then go that route. Because, they're coming out with new programs every single year, but there might not be a new program or a new planner for that program. As I mentioned, Etsy is really competitive. You might spend a lot of time working on trying to make the perfect planner, but I would just, kind of upload and move on to the next one. So who's this for? Students that are already organized, students in chaotic programs who need structure, so STEM majors. Anyone who secretly loves the feeling of checking a box will love having a planner. Also, if you're looking for something that's about 95% passive, this is a good opportunity. Conversely, this is not for you if you are disorganized. If your plan is asking your best friend what's due and when, that's not going to work for you. So, fifth idea, sell a digital college survival kit. Now, this is a really cool idea, and this could be for incoming freshmen. I know that when I went to college back in 2002, I was the first kid to go to college. So I didn't know what was required. I didn't know what I needed. In fact, back in the day, we had dial-up internet at home. And if you had dial-up internet, you connected your phone jack to the modem, and that's how you got the internet. But when I went to college, they had a high-speed internet. They had Ethernet cords. Because I didn't know what I didn't know, I tried to plug in my phone jack into the Ethernet port, and I was wondering why I couldn't fit. Because they looked the same, I was wondering why they couldn't fit. And finally, my RA had to come by and tell me that they were two different types of cords. And while I was embarrassed, if I had known that before going off to college, my life would have been a little bit differently. But let's go ahead and talk about these digital college survival kits. You know that moment in the semester where everything falls apart? We've all had that. We've all been there. You forgot a deadline, your group project disappeared, and suddenly you're Googling how to write an apology letter to a professor at 3 a.m. But usually before that, you are coming up with all sorts of ideas. You are thinking about different ways to game the system, right? What you could do instead is build a giant bundle that includes all the tools, templates, and digital band-aids that actually help in those moments. So the digital survival kit could include pre-written email templates. People love pre-written email templates because they can just plug and play, copy and paste. Class schedule planners, mental health check-in worksheets, really, really important. Budget trackers, so you know exactly how much money is left in the card. Real quick, when I first went to college, again, I didn't know what I didn't know. My mom asked me which meal plan I wanted. I went with the cheapest meal plan, and I didn't know how much money was on the meal plan. And I was going to I was going to breakfast every morning. And then about 3 weeks into the first semester, I ran out of meals because I was going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just having a great time. Something like a budget tracker would have helped me out. Now, again, this was before the internet was widely adapted. That could be something that the university helps you with. But assignment checklists, resume starter templates, sell this nice little clean, easy bundle that help save people time and money and frustration, right? And all of this can be done with AI. What's really cool about this is that I think this has a really big earning potential, really big earning opportunity. As a beginner, you can make anywhere between $150 and $400 per month. But on the high end, you can make $5,000 per month with upsells, bundles, and then you go out and get your traffic. One thing that we haven't talked about yet are upsells. So the way that an upsell works is someone comes to your website and they buy, or they want to buy a digital planner. They buy the planner, and on the next page, instead of it being a thank you page, you sell them something else. That something else could be this little bundle kit that you put together. It solves the next problem. So, in addition to a planner, they're getting mental health check-in worksheets or budget trackers, things that they need that they maybe haven't considered yet. But you can do upsells, and you can even make more money by selling fellow students, more things that they need at a later date. And this is really easy to get started. As you can see there, if you made it through freshman year, you could essentially do this. And the tools that you need to get started: ChatGPT, Canva, Gumroad, Etsy. Once again, now what's really cool is that this is going to combine everything a student actually needs and puts it in one kit. It's easy to theme around semesters, majors, or campus vibes. This would be really powerful for like athletes. Imagine if you created one for the football team. What you probably could do, create one for the football team and then sell it to the individual football players, and then potentially go to the athletic department, go to the head liaison of the football team and let them know, hey, I put this together and a number of the players are having a lot of success from it. I want to sell this to you. I want to sell this to you for X amount of dollars. And then you just give an exorbitant price. You consider that they're probably going to be using this for years to come. Charge $10,000, because there's 85, 100 kids on a college roster, football roster, and they're going to be using it for the next 5 years. That might be something that you you make $5,000 to $10,000. And the cool thing about this is that it has a high perceived value from simple digital items. A con is going to be marketing, getting your foot in the door, getting your first couple sales, and being consistent with the sales. So this is for students who already survived the academic struggle, creators who want to bundle multiple templates into one offer. One of the best things that you can do as a creator, as a digital creator, to increase the perceived value is to add a bunch of relevant stuff together. And that's exactly what this template does. Anyone who enjoys packing chaos into a clean PDF. This is not for you if you think survival kit means 3 Red Bulls and vibes. Students who haven't missed a single assignment since kindergarten, you're not the target customer, you're the competition. So now, before we jump into the biggest mistakes that students are making when trying to build passive income, if even one of these ideas got your wheels turning, grab yourself a tool that helps actually follow through. Again, it's the execution dashboard. I think it'll help you streamline the process, more efficient, make more money, and become a better student. It is a Notion planner that helps you stay organized, build systems, and track your progress, even if your brain lives in chaos mode. You'll be able to check out the link in the description to learn more. But before we wrap this up, let's talk about the 4 biggest mistakes to avoid when building passive income as a student. There are a number of mistakes that people make when trying to build out passive income, and it usually stops them in their tracks from making any money, even $100. Mistake number 1, trying all at once. Pick one that you like the most and go all in for 6 months, okay? One of the biggest mistakes people make is they try and spread themselves too thin. They try and multitask. Why give 2 things 50% effort when you can give one thing 100% of your effort and probably see more results, better results quicker, right? So start with one, test it, build consistency. Trying everything at once is a great way to end up doing nothing well. while still being stressed. Mistake number 2, waiting until you're ready. This is a huge mistake. You're never going to be ready, right? There's always going to be a reason not to do it. The key is to launch before you're ready, launch a version 1, and then improve it over time. Get feedback from your customers, get feedback from your target audience, and make the next necessary changes on the fly. And don't sit around hemming and hawing, trying to be perfect and trying to get ready. Mistake number 3, forgetting the student advantage. You as a student have an advantage that I don't have. Already have what most people on the internet wish they had: access to real-time education, peer feedback, niche communities, and school-specific content. Think about it. Your target audience is all in one spot and usually within an arm reach. If they're not within arm's reach, you can go to the dorm next door and get feedback and ask questions and get help and maybe even build out a business or a business partner. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? You're a gold mine. You get tons of ideas every single day. Just go execute on one. And the final mistake is ignoring systems. Sporadic effort equals sporadic results. What you need is a system, something you can repeat, track, and improve, which is exactly why I built the execution dashboard. Really important that you pick that up. Let's go ahead and get started without getting overwhelmed. And it's not watching more YouTube videos. It's picking one and getting started. So let's talk about how you can get started. Pick one idea from this video, not all 5, not 3. Pick one that feels easiest, most interesting, or most aligned with what you're already doing as a student. No more analysis by paralysis. Flip a coin and move on to the next step. The next step is to build your first digital asset with AI. Use ChatGPT to generate your first piece of content. Any one of the 5s that we mentioned. The goal is not perfection. I said it earlier and I'll say it again. Get version 1 done and then commit to improving it, or commit to hiring somebody to improve it. One of the biggest things that you can do is you get version 1 done, you launch it. If you start making money, hire somebody to improve your website. Hire somebody to refine whatever it is that you did. Step number 3, format and polish it with free tools. Use Canva, Notion, or Google Docs to make your product look clean and user-friendly. Add a simple title, organize it, and then you've got something people will buy. Step number 4, upload it to the platform. You can set up a free account with Gumroad, Etsy, Payhip. Upload your file, write a short description. Make sure the description is optimized for search engine optimization. Make sure, and the reason why you want to make sure that it's optimized for search, because people aren't going to just type in 31870. They're going to be typing in Computer Science 101 Study Guide, Spring 2025 semester. And then you can price it low and then raise the price over time. And just like that, you're a creator. And then the final step is to track and repeat. Once it's live, track what works, tweak it, and keep adding products. You're building an asset library and you're not chasing trends. If you made it this far, here's the truth. You don't need to start a business. You don't need to learn how to sell. You just need to stop sleeping on your own knowledge and let AI do the heavy lifting. Whether it's flashcards, class notes, tutoring templates, or even digital survival kits, you've got what it takes to start earning. Okay? And if you want a step-by-step guide that shows you how to build income streams that don't rely on going viral or tracing trends, check out my book, Platform Proof Profits. It'll show you how to optimize with simple, reliable systems that work no matter what platform you use. It is the second link in the description. All right? Now, tell me in the comments, which passive idea are you going to try first? Drop your answer below so I know you're not just binge watching your dreams. Speaking of which, in my next video, I'm breaking down the easiest passive method you can start using AI with zero upfront costs, no followers, no tech skills, no excuses. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.